I remember the day I sat across the dinner table from my family, a steaming plate of mashed potatoes in front of me, my heart pounding louder than the clinking of silverware. "I want to become a game designer," I said, the words trembling with both excitement and trepidation. My father chuckled, shaking his head with a dismissive wave. "That's just a hobby, not a career," he declared. My older brother chimed in, "Yeah, good luck being a starving artist." The laughter stung like ice shards, embedding doubt deep within me, making me question not just my ambition, but my very worth. Yet even in that moment of humiliation, fire ignited within me. I was determined to prove them wrong. I dove headfirst into the world of game design, spending countless nights learning coding languages, pixel art, and storytelling techniques. The rejection and mockery became my fuel. I took on online courses, devoured blogs, and connected with fellow dreamers in forums. Every late night and early morning built the foundation, though I was still wrestling with self-doubt. I landed my first job as an intern at a small gaming studio. It was the first step, but it felt like a tightrope walk. I was surrounded by seasoned developers, and their dismissive glances often reminded me of my family's disbelief. My heart raced. I felt like an outsider. In that studio, I faced my biggest obstacle, imposter syndrome. But instead of retreating, I committed to learning everything I could, asking questions, and taking on extra projects. With every iteration of our games, I contributed my insights, leading to a 30% increase in user engagement on our latest title. After a year, I was promoted to junior game designer. The hours were grueling, often stretching into the early morning, but I was relentless. I pitched a new concept revolving around mental health and resilience, a game that would intertwine storytelling with gameplay mechanics. Skepticism hung thick in the air during the initial pitch meetings. Who would play a game about feelings? They sneered, but I stood firm. Months later, after countless revisions and sleepless nights, we launched the game. It became a viral hit, amassing over 500,000 downloads in the first month and netting $2 million in revenue. The industry took notice. We received nominations for multiple awards, and I was recognized as the Emerging Designer of the Year. It felt surreal to see my name associated with something that had once been a punchline. Years later, I found myself standing on the stage at an industry conference, speaking to hundreds of passionate gamers and designers. As I shared my journey, I spotted my family in the crowd. They wore expressions of disbelief, their smiles wavering as they absorbed the reality before them. To those who told me I'd never make it, I said, my voice steady against the roars of applause, "Thank you for the motivation. This game is proof that dreams can carve pathways through doubt." As the crowd erupted into cheers, I locked eyes with my father, his expression a mix of pride and astonishment. The laughter from the dinner table echoed in my mind, and in that moment, I knew I had transformed not just my career, but my own narrative. I was no longer the underestimated dreamer. I was a creator, a game designer, someone who turned mockery into momentum.